tickets to this. Holy shit. Talk about upping the interest level to a case. Holy Hannah. And we're not just joking about Logan and Daniel. All right, we're ready for it. Wade is a Paris, right? He ain't worried about these hillbillies, Cool J says. Wow. All of the threats are coming from a desperate suspect relying on something like that to work. You know, it's not like they would go out of their way to do anything at that point in time. Belinda Gray says, I have recordings where he says her name a lot. Who do you mean, Belinda? VB, I think you're onto something. It must be harder with DNA testing with everybody being related. Oh, fuck, the alarm bells would be going off over there. Short-circuiting out the computers.
Very, very soon. And why was he driving that car? There's so much, people, so much you have no idea. And again, things are moving right now. That's why they are threatening her. And it's not just enough to say, we gotta do what we can to keep her out there, to keep her name out there. And she's working hard, very hard, to bring justice.
Depends what you're looking for. Marie. Don't I think objectivity is lost when some creators start befriending people like MBM's Mom Cindy? Listen, you get different flavors with different people in that sense. You're trying to relate it as though there's some sort of... I'm a big fan of citizen journalism, but that's not what true crime is. This is truly criminal. This is more of a reality scenario. This is a situation that repeats itself over and over and has since way back in Canada, late 70s, where that farmer in Saskatchewan murdered his daughter, his disabled daughter in that sense. Anyway. But people choose... It's... Yeah, technically, yeah. But what do you want? You want CBS? You know? It's not like something... There's a level of moral or integrity to uphold, or a minimum safety, or a minimum best practices. I mean, sometimes, no matter what, the information that comes out in a scenario like this, it's better that it's out than not. The fact that they have to hold some back because it's just too inappropriate, I guess. Tells me that it's probably more true than not. It's coming from the inside in that sense. And it speaks to how they're behaving in the moment. Oh, where the hell all my chat's going? I gotta refresh it. It's like it just stopped. Excuse me. Oh no, I didn't brilliantly explain any of that though, but some people are just comfortable talking about all of the things that they see on the CBC and what that could possibly mean. Fuck, we go way beyond that. They don't dare talk about the reality of the situation on a state broadcaster. So what information are people really discussing out here? You know, Mike and Ninchi and myself and Justin talk about the reality of the situation. Sometimes it gets a little bit hairy. You know, we're not really saying anything that Mike doesn't already know. I didn't think Mike was smoking LSD or something. It's crazy, though, because it's just how we in this space get and gather the information. That's what sets people's paranoia and suspicions off. But listen, I'm still skeptical, but you should be, no more than usual. I'm not expecting the stuff that we get to know about anybody to be all that pleasant. But it's important, nonetheless, I feel. Not for the sake of turning judgment or casting judgment. Every other reason. Especially when we're analyzing their statements and fact-checking and back-checking and figuring out what the hell is going on and why. We've already answered all of that. We're just looking for, the progression in the situation for justice to catch up with what we already suspect. Or if you're Kent, you're selling all kinds of bracelets. Yeah, Marie, thank goodness for some true crime. Some of it's fucking crazy.
So yeah, I'm happy to be here and answer some questions if they come.
I got all kinds of information out of this little segment. That's why we're listening to it, by the way.
And again, Cheryl and Jordan, they're talking with each other. Malaya and Daniel are communicating by proxy and have been the whole time. At one point, Daniel sent like $350 to her and left, a note. And then Malaya took off and didn't come back until much later. Maybe they met. Then he sent 200. I don't know where Daniel got all that money to send to Malaya. I have no idea, but I believe it. I believe it. Like Wade said, he's making the stuff. I believe it's very, very possible. Not a regular income, but kind of like a business, so-called business.
Branch on a thin tree. It was nothing that, it definitely wasn't stuck in there. It was just there.
So what do you think when you look at this picture here? Does it look like it was stuck? I cannot tell you. It looked like it was a little bit stuck, don't you think?
Looks like somebody threw it there from the road.
Hush it up, $. Okay, I don't know what that means. Yeah, could be placed. Thank you for saying it as you see it, GSP. And say it like you see it all the time. We are here to figure out what the truth is, no matter what it turns out to be. Yeah, they keep quiet. Hush money, sorry. I need some glasses, man. I cannot see. I swear that's what it is. I'm not losing my mind. I'm losing my eyesight. How about that? Yeah, I think that Haley is not the worst one. I think that Haley has been told there is intense jealousy in the family, by the way. Haley's working hard. She's cleaning houses. She's always busy. As you can see, she has a nice place to live. She's keeping it clean. She's anything but Malaya. And Malaya is the daughter of Henry Brooks And Cindy Murray, her half-brother Hayden, is the son of Cindy Murray and Joey Smith. And Haley is the daughter of Joey Smith and some other woman. So she's not related by blood to Malaya. But from what I understand, she's always been jealous. Somehow, like, she feels like Malaya. Remember when she said Malaya, she walks around like her shit don't stink? And I found this really, really weird, but she says it how she feels it. It's a very chaotic family. These are very chaotic people, and there's a lot of repressed anger. But others drove it. And she believes that certain people, other than Cindy, she mentioned Justin and Hayden, may have driven it to get rid of some evidence. It was dirty inside and out, muddy. And so, Anita says that Cindy told Hayden, "Why are you saying I'm getting a new vehicle? Shut up." She said, "Let's go for a drive. You help me take care of Meadow." She said, "I have to go to Amherst. I want to look at something." And Anita said, "Okay." They got there. So she went straight to the dealership and looked at a black vehicle outside, an SUV. Walked inside. And Anita had the baby, Meadow, and went inside also. And Cindy asked the salesman about trading in her car. And they went in the office, and almost 2 hours they spent there. So Anita was getting irritated. It says that the baby was getting hungry, and she was getting hungry. And Cindy seemed very nervous, pacing inside, biting her nails, even though she's nervous a lot of times. So it didn't strike her as that strange. So she wasn't sure if she can get a loan or what the problem was, but something seemed to be not smooth. So they did the paperwork. So she went to Tim's next door with the baby, I guess Tim Hortons. And she said Meadow was not in good shape when she saw her, first. Like, too thin. So she took Meadow to Tim Hortons next door, and then came back another hour later.
So, so imagine what Wade is experiencing and why he had to move out. Wade Paris, my man, who was so open about things with Tint in that sense, or in conversation about the history of Daniel, for example. To know that Cindy is really, at this point, considering how bad things look, suspicious-wise, towards Malaya, Janie, and Daniel. Cindy is essentially acting as an accessory after the fact on the other side. And just based off of how Cindy's responses to this situation, it's affected the relationship, because now he doesn't feel safe. And it just hit me as to why he doesn't feel safe, because now imagine a group of people, meaning Janie, Daniel, Malaya, Durwood, maybe more, that they've involved in all of this. Logan, there's a large group of people that have a reason to have and hang something over you and manipulate you with at all times, extort you with, blackmail you with this piece of information, this double child murder in that sense. It's a form of power behind the scenes, especially if you're active in helping covering it up in that sense. And you know who's bonded and why. No wonder he didn't feel safe living in there. I'd be fucking out of there. No, just like Wade. I'm out. Now you really know what that individual's all about. Wade sounds like took the choice of common sense, and he got to stepping. He took his toys and got the hell out of Dodge. The cooking wasn't no good anyway. She doesn't. So really, what Mike is seeing is they're bonded by this silence and trying to get away with whatever happened to Jack and Lily, their culpability. Man, I'd love to talk to Wade.
So finally, they got the new vehicle. She didn't, and she just took stuff out of the old one, put it into the new one, and waited more. And Hayden called 4 times. Cindy finally told him to shut up about her getting a new vehicle. So apparently, one of you paid for the dispatch. There was also, well, I'll wait for the results on that.
Oh, shit. I fucked up there. My apologies, Mike. My apologies. That was a members video. Well, if you like that, you can always go over, and I encourage you to join Mike's membership. I'm his #1 fan. Yeah, Wade was convinced that all 3 adults on that property were culpable. His daughter wasn't cutting him any slack either. Yeah, you're right, Ginger's mom. Good to see you, by the way. Time for truth. You're not looking forward to being any older? What are you, 37? There's no doubt that all of the adults failed these children here. Damien says, you're not kidding. I mean, it's such a bizarre situation that's occurring right now with this case. The RCMP aren't just going to simply let it go cold, especially when there's such obvious red flags at hand. Those are your clues. This case is easily solvable. Lynn Galbois, Mike has admitted when he's was wrong, and I'm sure he's willing to again. I'm starting to understand who this Anita person is. So, I mean, yeah, you got me. I'm back on board. I'm listening to her. He didn't say she was. He brought it up in a question, Cool J. It was a suggestion, a possibility, an inquisitive tone. And he said some shit about incest. Did he? I think he did too. Now that you remind me of that. I wonder. I'm trying to remember what that was about. Now, you now have a different opinion about Anita. Very interesting. Yeah, I do too, a little bit. A lot. Why did Wade move out of Cindy's home? Oh, the seats are nice. That seems so comfortable. Oh my god. Oh wow, that'd be cool.
The people involved actually are.
What? How dare you? Say that again.
Just how trashy the people involved actually are. That's something that I suspected from day one. And I gotten a little bit too used to this case, where I really, it became harder to believe what I actually looked at. Who are those people? Where do they find them? Are they real? Well, they are real. Believe it or not. I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing. Mind-blowing how normalized certain behavior is in.
Well, there's probably a lot of things that affect it. Ginger's mom says, I imagine Wade didn't like Cindy trying to allow Malaya to be a victim in all of this, or... Yeah. But think about what that encompasses. So... how could you even trust that other person at that point in time to do the right thing? Or what you perceive the right thing is? She's mad at Wade for sharing too much information